You know, it's hard to build a full PC, but what if a company like NZXT will send you all the parts and let you build it? Well, guess what? Welcome to a new initiative called the Build Kit from NZXT, and we're gonna walk through one right now, right here on Robeytech. Okay, what I have in front of me, guys, has me very excited. Because one of the biggest issues that we're all facing right now is essentially not being able to get all the parts to build your own PC. But what NZXT has now made with their new BLD kits is everything you need, including a GPU at MSRP, and you get to build it yourself. And guess what? They gave you all the instructions, both in physical form and YouTube, to be able to do it yourself. So what is this? What is this kit? Well, essentially, this basically consolidates everything you need inside of a box, a single box that you have right here to build your PC. You have all the same customer support that you get with NZXT, so the same thing that you're used to if you were able to buy one of their pre-build kits, you get with this, the 2-year warranty. So again, now you can build your entire PC, but you have one place to go get your warranty stuff, which is pretty rad. You're actually getting it cheaper than what you would do if you were to buy the PC just off of their site, so it doesn't have that $99 build cost, so to speak, because you're going to build it yourself. And like I said, it also includes both written and an incredible, and I do mean incredible, YouTube series that walks you through step by step for the 2 different PC options that you have if you were going to get one of these kits. And the best thing about it is if you're watching this at 8 o'clock in the morning, the day that this goes live, for the next 48 hours, you get 10% off. So that means that you're now getting things for cheaper than what you were going to get before. Now, we're gonna do our breakdown during this when we do our benchmarking. We're gonna price all the parts because they're all main manufacturers and let you know exactly what kind of markup you're looking at right now. Before, when we were doing the NZXT H1 Mini PC, which you can check out the full review on right there, you can see that we actually saw a 15% markup for the different PC components. Now with a 10% discount, that means it's maybe only 5%, but again, we don't know yet. We're gonna open this up and see it all and have the unboxing experience and everything. So let's talk about what 2 options you have. You've got the NZXT Streaming Plus PC, which includes an AMD CPU, and then this one right here is the NZXT Starter Pro PC. Inside of this one right here, we've got the H510 compact case. We've also got an Intel 10400F in terms of your CPU. So we've got a Gigabyte RTX 3060 Ti overclock, we'll verify that. We've got an ASRock B560 Pro 4 motherboard. We've got the Team T-Force Vulcan C 16 gigs, 32 gig kit, 3200 megahertz. I'm assuming at CL16, but we'll verify that when we take a look at it. For our PSU, we've got a Seasonic S123 SSR 550 watt PSU. For storage, we've got a WD Blue SN550 1 terabyte NVMe drive. For the cooler, we've got that Deepcool GAMX GTE V2. We've also got we've got a Wi-Fi on board with the MSI Wi-Fi dual band wireless PCIe adapter, and you've got Microsoft Windows Home. Now, I'm not sure once we get this all set up, because some of this stuff is still in process for NZXT, whether this comes with it pre-installed in the NVMe or not. I guess we'll find out when we turn it on, and that's gonna be fun. So this whole PC is coming in at $1399. Now, there is a more expensive version of this called the Streaming Plus PC. That one's coming in at $1599. That is an AMD Ryzen 5 5600X. It includes a similar 3060 Ti. Difference is it comes with a B550A motherboard from MSI. It's got a 650 watt PSU. The cooler is actually an NZX Kraken M22 120 millimeter AIO. And it still has all the same things, Wi-Fi, and also comes with Microsoft Home. So that's all that you need to know. We're gonna open this up. Let's see what's actually inside of this right now. Now, I am pretty tall. If Chanel was here, you wouldn't see her at all. In fact, she might actually be here right now and you would not know. But I'm gonna lower this a little bit even for me so we can open this up. Just to kind of walk you through what we're gonna do. We're gonna unbox it, and then what we're gonna do after that is we'll build it. Then we'll, of course, bench test it. We'll give you an overall review of what the whole experience was like, and then you'll have a really good idea if this is gonna be something for you. But I would be very surprised if at the end of this, I would not say that I'm gonna recommend this, just given what I've seen thus far. So check out this really cool sticker that they have on the top here. It's like a little chain. And the first thing you see is foam. Pretty thick foam. It seems pretty nice. I give this a 5 out of 10. So the first thing we've got is the B560 motherboard. As you step through the guides, you'll basically look for these little indicators to know what parts you need. So first thing we've got is our motherboard, and this is that MSI B560 Pro 4. Knowing that we have an Intel kit, this is what we were expecting. We do have our Windows Home. Well, this is pretty cool. It's the artifacts. You've got your motherboard, B is your RAM sticks, your CPU, your NVMe SSD. So it's like, these are the artifacts you need on your treasure map to build your PC. That's pretty cool. Good job, NZXT. And then here's your checklist right here. As you work through the parts, you've got level 1, level 2, level 3. Of course, it's like an RPG that you basically level up as you're essentially building it. That's pretty cool as well. So we'll make sure that I level up, and you max level is 12. Whoa! Holy cow! This is the book. This is like legit Lego instruction level book right here. Inside, it's got your level 1, and then wow, look at the quality. And it actually has like a progress bar, necessary tool. And remember, you do actually get the opportunity as well to go ahead and call support should you have an issue with building your own PC. And then it kind of walks you through. Wow, great. Overall, really quality guide. We'll walk through this a little bit later. BC, D and I are in here. So it's got Windows 10 OS is pre-installed, so it is telling you that. So this is under individual parts, this is telling you that it's like, this is the sensitive stuff. So let's open this up. Your Wi-Fi card, which is I, your CPU, G-Skill Triton Z RAM, your NVMe SSD, and then again, all kind of wrapped up and ready to go. Ooh. Ooh. Here's your Gigabyte GeForce RTX 3060 Ti, labeled J. So this is the toolkit that you get with your NZXT thing. I'll just open it up. We'll look at this a little bit later. The Gamix GTE V2 from Deepcool. So here is H, the whole thing ready for you there. Come on, Orange Theory. Ugh. You've got your NZXT H510 labeled G. So there it is. G, this is heavy. That's so good. So far, I'm really impressed with the overall theming of this, like just making it like an adventure, which is pretty cool. So here is our build kit right here. And inside of this, okay, zip tie snippers. Look at those. Those are nice. I don't know what that is. We'll have to figure that out. And then you also have your NZXT screwdriver, zip ties, bigger Phillips head screwdriver. This is for doing standoffs. And then you also get a smaller screwdriver as well, which you'll have to do for your M.2. So here we go. We're starting our book. Adventure map for PC building. And then again, talking through your table contents, we're gonna start with level 1. You got your progress bar, there's your artifact pieces. Man, the art on this is really great. This is like a super quality book. And then you have your walkthrough videos, which you talked about here. So these are those YouTube videos. You've also got your factory manuals that talks about your online tech support. So again, you can call either one of these if you have issues at any point in time while building. Okay, we're at level 1. We're gonna install our memory. So we're gonna need A and B. Here it is right here. You know what's funny? I was thinking we should have Chanel do this. You know what? I've built a lot of PCs, so I think for this review to really be relevant, I have to get somebody in there who has never built a PC before. So luckily, when I was here, we had Chanel and Josiah here. Now Josiah has edited over 400 PC builds, but Chanel, she does TikToks and she still has a lot of questions, but never has built one. So I'm actually gonna have Chanel build this. So ladies and gentlemen, making her worldwide YouTube debut, I know you've seen her a ton on TikTok, is Chanel. Chanel, come in here. Here we go. Okay, there we go. That's good. Let's build Chanel. So there is your book. Here's my book? Yep. Okay. So what do you need first? Ooh, okay, I need the RAM sticks and the motherboard. Okay, and it says, so again, letter A. Letter A and letter B. So we don't need this. Okay. And then you just put it like that. There you go. Okay. Oh, perfect. So 2 and 4, you're gonna undo the tabs. Boom. Okay. Okay. It looks like we got 3200 megahertz RAM, and it looks like it is CL16. Don't be afraid to press firmly. Don't be afraid. Press. There's one. Okay. Congratulations, you are now a level 2 PC builder. Okay. Out of level 12. What they want to do is just go ahead and lift it just like that. Okay. Now, you see any bent pins? No. I would know. No, no, you would know. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. There you go. Okay. There's going to be some pressure. Oh, there's a lot of pressure. Yeah, because that's holding it. That's holding the CPU in place. Then you're going to go under. Boom. And then this did actually pop off. You can just literally just grab it.
I can take this off?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It says you need your pH0 bit.
pH0 bit.
But it actually says on here pH0. So there you go.
Cool.
But that's all you need right now.
This is all I need right now?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Just like that.
All right, attach the back plate. Okay.
Okay, and then you just set it down.
Set it down.
Holy cow, you know what you've just done? This is the entire motherboard's finished. You have finished like pretty much like the base level of the PC is done. Okay, so we'll move this out of the way. So there is your H510. It's saying put the glass away nicely. Just kidding. There we go. Okay, cool.
Okay.
That one is hard to push in, by the way. FYI, guys. If you do, it's like you really do have to push it in hard. So I mean, how much pressure did you give it?
Well, you did most of the pressure.
Yeah, but I was pushing it really hard. Like you can actually see. Look, I've got indentations in my fingers.
I do too. Oh, okay.
And look on the other side, see if it's lined up.
Awesome.
Level 6. You are halfway done.
6.
You got the fan now.
Got the fan.
Level 7.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
30 levels?
There's 12.
Okay. Cool. That's done.
Okay, level 8.
Level 8.
You are almost a master. I'm actually pretty impressed with this. So what they're doing is they have the PC like this, and they're essentially saying like, here is our recommendations on how to manage your cables more easily. Okay, so this is something that they don't show. You have to keep this attached. See how there's that little thing there? So then, okay.
Installing the air cooler. All right, we need F and then the air cooler and then the screwdriver. It says you can use a zip tie if you need leverage.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, that was hard. That would really ruin your cooling. There you go.
Okay.
Use a star pattern. So start here, tighten down, tighten down, tighten down, then just keep rotating.
Like super tighten?
Yeah, and then until it stops. There is a video for this, guys. As nice as the instructions are, you're definitely gonna want to use the video.
Ah, he's running, but he finds the Wi-Fi card.
Level 11.
Okay, this is a big
This is the big deal. This is like the last part. There you go.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't breathe that whole time. Okay. Okay. There you go.
Is it all in? Yeah. That's the real test. Does it actually work? Okay. Okay, hit the power.
Ooh.
Congratulations, Chanel. This is your official, here it is right here, her official checklist, building checklist signed by Robeytech. Your first PC build completed, and it all worked. So Chanel, you have seen both ways in which NZXT is teaching you how to do the build. We did our build, AKA you had Robey customer support, and essentially with the book as well, which the book, by the way, guys, NZXT, kudos for just the love and attention, wouldn't you say, that went into this?
Yes.
Like, it's such a cute. It's very cute. Now, your experience. Let's just talk a little bit about it. Given what you've seen, what do you think the odds are, if I wasn't here, that you would be able to put something together, given now you've seen the videos and you've seen the book?
I think the book was super helpful, and I think if there's anything that I was stuck on, the videos help I was kind of anxious about pressing too hard and breaking something, but the videos would show like the force that's needed or like the direction that's needed. And so in combination of both, I think it would be absolutely fine.
Okay.
To see everything kind of come together. I'm very visual, so the steps were helpful to know what to expect on an entire step. But the videos would have helped if I felt like I didn't want to break something or wasn't unfamiliar with a part of it.
Would you purchase a kit like this for somebody who was like,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if I had a friend or like a sibling or something that wanted to build a PC, this would be totally fine.
Perfect.
Yeah, it'd be totally fine.
What we're gonna do next is we're gonna run this through bench test, and then from there, I'll just give you my final thoughts, like based on what I've seen from Chanel, how the PC performs in general, just what we think as an all-up of this really cool system. I mean, honestly, it is very cool. I'm not, spoiler alert, I'm not gonna be disappointed. This is awesome, but let's see how it performs. Let's really just kind of give me some time to think about it, and we'll come back and let you guys know. So see you guys in a few seconds. Instant YouTube magic! Okay, well there you have the info on the build experience. Let's take a look at the value of the PC. Is this a true NZXT build kit, or is this a true NZXT money grab? Well, as it turns out, it's pretty dang good. So let's take a look. For the case, we're looking at an NZXT H510 compact MIG tower, which would be about $74.99. The cheapest we found was at Newegg. For the CPU, we used an Intel i5-10400F. Cheapest we found was $179.99 at Newegg. For the Gigabyte RTX 3060 Ti, we could get it at $549.99 if it was in stock. For the MOBA, we used the ASRock B560 Pro 4, which was $129.99 over at Newegg. For the RAM, checking it at Team T-Force Vulcan C, 16 gigs, you can get it for $63.97 over at Newegg. For the PSU, you can get the Seasonic S12 III for $69.99 over at Newegg. For storage, you can get the WD Blue SN550 for $94.99 over at Newegg. You can also get the Cooler Master Deepcool GAMX GTE V2 for $29.99, and then you can grab your MSI Wi-Fi dual band adapter for $22.99. And finally, for Windows 10, you can get that for $14.95 over at cdkdeals.com using your promo code RBCK and getting your 25% off. So when we add all that together, the total cost without shipping or tax comes out to $1231.99. So essentially, it's almost at cost, maybe $120 or $130 margin, which could be a round error if you really think about it. We couldn't find some of the parts, but from a deal standpoint, you aren't really hurting picking up one of these kits if you just wanted to build a PC yourself. Also, not included in our price, if you were just going to add the parts together, is this warranty and customer support that you get as part of the experience. I mean, 2 years and being able to phone these people up while you're building is actually worth quite a bit. So all in all, it's actually looking like a pretty good deal right now. Now, I would be remiss if we only built the machine and didn't actually tell you how it ran if you were to pick this kit up from NZXT. So let's start things off with the thermal department. So for our NZXT H510 in a neutral to positive pressure configuration with an Intel Core i5 cooled by the Deepcool GAMX GTE V2 and also the stock NZXT fans in the configuration determined in our handy dandy guidebook, first up, it's a CPU. While sitting at idle, it was at a nice and surprisingly low 27 degrees in the open case and a single-digit jump up to 28 in the closed case scenario. When we crank it up like Chanel's PC building levels though, with our heavy AIDA64 testing, we see things pop up to 56 in the open case and 63 in the closed case. To be honest, I was surprised on this. I mean, I know it's a 10400F, but this case is not really known for good airflow, and when you only have half the fans installed that you can with the case, along with an inexpensive air cooler, I was expecting a little bit of a disaster. I guess I just proved that NZXT did in fact do their homework, and those are actually really good temps for the CPU. Well, what about the GPU? Well, at idle, we were sitting at 33 in both the open and closed case scenario, so no issues whatsoever there. When we harness the power of awesome and start pumping it through those silicon veins, we see things top out at 63 in the open case scenario and 67 in the closed case. So no issue there, and unlike the CPU, I wasn't expecting to have any problems with these temps. They're nice and low, so check mark there. But at $13.99, how does it actually play games, Robey? For Tomb Raider running at 1440p with DLSS off and the highest preset, we saw an average frame rate of 117 FPS across the runs we did in the game. For Metro Exodus, also running at 1440p with ray tracing on and DLSS on, we saw an average FPS across our runs of 52.9. Now, the 3060 Ti is targeted at that edge between 1080p and 1440p, so if you wanted to get that consistent 60 frames per second, you could turn down some graphical settings or even drop down to 1080p. Let's talk about Dirt 5 running at 1440p with ultra high graphic settings. We saw an average frame rate of 89.4. Perfectly solid. Lastly, in rounding out the single player experiences, was Borderlands 3 running at the highest graphical preset. We saw an FPS average of 69.13, which is great for smooth gameplay and no below 60 FPS here. Well, what about MP though? I mean, that's what everybody plays, right? No, people still play single player. Stop. Well, for Apex Legends running on low visual settings at 1440p, optimized for competitive gameplay and high frames per second, we saw an average frame rate of 223.2 FPS across our multiple game sessions. For Call of Duty Warzone, on low visual settings, again, optimizing for frames per second, we saw an average frame rate of 149.9. Finally, Fortnite, 1440p, low visual settings, set for competitive. We are crushing that 244 Hz barrier, coming in at a nice and fluid 317 FPS. To be honest, these are some great numbers. And given the value of this entire package, it makes this even more impressive. Now, given that you are skirting that 1440p mark with an RTX 3060 Ti, you can always either drop your visual settings in 1440p or even drop down to 1080p, and you should see a boost in all of these numbers across the board. So wrapping it all up, the NZXT Build Kit is something I think the world kind of needed, and is going to go a long way towards helping push the DIY build community even further. The entire package is treated with reverence. From the quality guidebook to the tools and even the theming of the packaging and supporting materials, you can tell that they really wanted to make a great experience. Now, the vibe could be contrived as a little bit young, but I loved it. But potential issue there. Now, speaking of issues, there were some things that we did have to deal with as part of this whole process, all which I'm happy to say can just be chalked up to the early access we got to the product. Number one, the top slot on the M.2 of the B560 board we used isn't usable with a 10th gen CPU, which is what the kit comes with. NZXT said that some of the parts are in flux, and that they may switch to an 11th gen CPU to help fix the issue at launch. Number two, the version of Windows that we had pre-installed on our drive was over a year old and had no drivers for anything. The most important miss was the fact that it had no LAN drivers, and because we didn't have a LAN driver or a Wi-Fi driver, we couldn't connect to the internet to download more drivers. NZXT said that this isn't going to be an issue at launch, as PCs will launch with an up-to-date OS drive, or close to be fair, with all of the appropriate drivers. There is even a plan to go to Windows 11 as things continue to progress. Number three, no XMP or post-build support. I mean, if you got done with our PC and just turned it on, you would be stunned in its current state. I mean, the PC was close to unusable. Now, there is stuff to do to optimize a PC post-launch that the engineers at NZXT do when a PC is completed. Things like XMP and DOCP, etc. aren't set on these PCs that we got. Now, NZXT knows that this is an issue, and it's something that will be coming post-launch. Until then, if you are watching this and planning on building one of these kits, number one, your OS and everything will work fine, but there's still some things you may want to do, like overclock your RAM, etc., that you can check out our awesome handy-dandy guide right here to help you with post-setup build success. Now, one thing that is worth noting, and I cannot emphasize this enough, is that you have access to tech support throughout your entire build process and even the first 2 years you own these machines. That's something really unique to getting this kit. When Chanel and I did the build, you can see that some of the places where she had issues, and I was essentially her tech support, just way more handsome. Now, unfortunately, NZX couldn't license or clone me to ship with every single one of the kits, so having access to trained techs, I would say, is a close second, should you have any issues when you're doing your build. And to be honest, that's probably one of the best things about a kit like this. Now, regardless of all of my issues that I listed, I am still very, very happy to give this NZXT Build Kit the Robeytech seal of approval. I think NZXT has made something magical here. And with 2 versions available at launch, it covers both A, the budding PC gamer, or folks looking to get that up-and-coming Robeytech PC streamer a Christmas gift for the holiday. The best part though, it's also an experience that is so close to MSRP, it's kind of scary and awesome at the same time. Just know that there may be some additional support outside of the NZXT ecosystem if you are an early adopter. And like a fine wine, I think this program, or I expect this program, will mature a ton over time. But does it matter what I think? No, it matters what you think. Does this seem like something you would take advantage of? Pre-builts making build kits? What do you think of that? Is there anything that you like about this, or is there anything you don't like about this? I would love to know all of that down in the comments below. Now, while you're down there, make sure you slap that subscribe button, whip that like button, and ring that notification bell so you get a notification each and every time we either post a video or go live right here on Robeytech. Also, come join our amazing Robeytech community over at discord.gg/Robeytech. Also, check out RobeytechDeal.com. It's the cheapest place to find PC components, etc. We have Tom the Bot who's scraping the internet all the time to find the best deals so you can build the cheapest PC with the best parts you can. Finally, follow us on all the socials. We're available, TikTok, you name it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.